Do you know any hypocrites in your life? What's up, guys? My name is Pete. I'm from the Redeemed Legion. We're talking about hypocrites. There's all sorts of examples out there. You have the tactical Timmies. You guys probably know one of these guys, right? The prepper. That he's got like a whole garage full of stuff. Ammunition out the wazoo, couple thousand rounds. He's got 47 guns, but he doesn't bother to like run on a treadmill or run outside ever. He's gonna be out of breath and incapable of carrying any of that stuff that he has in his, fantasy world where he's going to be successful in some zombie apocalypse. That guy, or one of those tactical dudes that's got the tactical rifle and everything and all the coolest gizmos and gadgets and the sweet scope and laser blah blah whatever, but never once has he fired his rifle while moving his feet at the same time. What about a highly educated guy? He's got big degrees, all sorts of letters after his name, but he didn't have any common sense. Don't have any mechanical aptitude. What about a good father? What about a guy that provides for his family? He's around a lot, but he's always distracted. He's always on his phone. He's always dealing with work. Maybe he's distracted by alcohol, drugs, comes home every night and gets hammered and isn't present with his kids. What about a Christian? What about a hypocritical Christian? Somebody that's got this book and set it back there on their shelf to show off to everybody when you come in the house. Maybe they even go to church. Maybe they go to church every week. They just run through the motions. They show up and they go home and they don't have a changed heart, and that's all that they do. You gotta have your heart changed and not just know or have this book. I wanna read you a verse from Romans 2. Check this out. Romans 2:13. For it is not the hearers of the law who are righteous before God, but the doers of the law who will be justified. Now, I want to be clear, that doesn't mean that if you do good works, you're going to find your way into heaven. That is not how it works. I hear guys say this all the time. Like, I don't have to go to church. I don't have to do this. Like, I do good. I'm a good guy. That's not how it works. You're not going to heaven like that, brother. Please listen up. Open this book and read it. You have to surrender and love and trust Jesus Christ as your risen Lord and Savior. You got to do that, not just good works. Good works come from real, true faith. If you have real, true faith, you are going to be doing good works out in the world, and you are also going to be discipling and preaching to other Christians. You might just be the only people in your household. You might turn into some dude that talks on the internet. You might become a preacher. Who knows? I don't know. You might just be active in your church, and that's okay too. But as Christians, we should be going out into the world and trying to reach other people. But there's some things we got to remember. Check this out. Romans 2:21-23. You then who teach others, do you not teach yourself? While you preach against stealing, do you steal? You who say that one must not commit adultery, do you commit adultery? You who abhor idols, do you rob temples? You who boast in the law, dishonor God by breaking the law. Guys, remember that. It is critical for us as Christians to practice what we preach, to not be hypocrites. And remember what I just said, as Christians, this is our job. We should be producing good works because of our faith. We are not producing good works to get into heaven. You do not check enough boxes to get into heaven. That's not it, okay? But if you have actual faith, good works will follow from that. And doing good works in this world and discipling and reaching out, especially as godly men, that's who we're talking to on this page. You should be going out there and speaking to your family and speaking to people in your church and people at work and in your life and wherever you can, preaching the good news, because that is what a Christian is supposed to do. Kind of like salt is just supposed to taste salty. A Christian is supposed to be going out and sharing and discipling the good news. I want to share one more verse with you. Matthew 5:13. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. Guys, if what we're supposed to do as Christians is be going out there, discipling people, preaching the gospel, and changing this world for the better, and we're not doing that, then we're kind of like salt that's lost its taste. And God makes it pretty clear. No longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. Don't be like that, man. Dare to be different and dare to be redeemed.